callejón del bandido Calderón. Dicen no juzgando se le agradece, el beneficio de la duda cualquiera merece.
Aunque digan que soy un bandolero donde voy, le doy gracias a Dios por hoy estar donde estoy. Y voy a seguir con mi tumbao y con mis ojos colorados, con mi gato activado. Ustedes no me lo han dado.
Y aunque digan que soy un bandolero donde voy, le doy gracias a Dios por hoy estar donde estoy. Y voy a seguir con mi tumbao y con mis ojos colorados, con mi gato activado. Ustedes no me lo han dado.
Eco, The Lab, los bandoleros, Teo Calderón, Diesel, ponle pila a esto. Don Omar y Teo Calderón.
This is starting to become a bit of a tradition. It seems like every game I can, I've been making this. Well, not well, I obviously didn't make it this time, but I've made, you know, I've got a car that looks like Paul Walker's Skyline from Too Fast, Too Furious. It just seems to be becoming a bit of, you know, a tradition in games where you can make the car. I've gone ahead and made it. I mean, Pro Street, in the first ever racing video I made one. I made one in Horizon, and now I've obviously made this rear-wheel drive 6.2 litre V8 beast on Horizon 2. This thing's an absolute god. I think I'm just going to talk a bit about Fast and Furious in this little video, because, you know, really, like, this is one of the main cars in all of the Fast and Furious movies, and I guess I'm just going to talk a bit about, you know, how they've changed and what I miss from the old Fast and Furious movies, because I'm not going to lie to you guys, there is some shiznit I miss from the old games. And I think that's very true, you know, for some of you guys as well. So the movies recently have been going downhill, and I think that's something that generally most people can agree on. So let's take this thing out for a spin, and, you know, let's just talk a bit about. I turned cosmetic damage off. Yeah, let's just talk a bit about, you know, some of the old movies, a little bit of a flashback, you know, flashback in time, yeah, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so I think we're just going to talk movie by movie, talk about, you know, how they changed, and, you know, just kind of what I thought of them. So Fast and Furious 1, obviously the first Fast and Furious movie, and to this day is still, you know, the biggest, and in my opinion one of the best, if not the best, Fast and Furious movie to date. You know, this is what kicked it all off, really, and, you know, it's obviously been a successful franchise because they're still making it to this day. You know, they've lasted so long, you know, so much longer than you would have expected them to. And I can say hands down, Fast and Furious 1, even though it had cheesy acting, even though, you know, it had so many bad, you know, characteristics associated with the series, it's still my favourite. That drift, I kept it going. Yeah, it's still my favourite in the series because of the soundtrack, because of the women, because of the cars, because of everything. My only gripe I had with that movie, and I would say Americans generally, so if you're American, I'm talking to you, everything was in a straight line. Now it seems, I'm not sure if it's just you Americans, but us British over here, when I do occasionally see someone street race, obviously I've never taken part in this, because I'm not old enough to drive, wink wink. No, seriously, I've never actually, like, illegally driven myself, but, you know, when I have seen someone actually street race, it has not happened on a straight line. Obviously, completely, I've never done that before in my life, you know, it's obviously completely, you know, just guessing, obviously. Come on, if you haven't got what I'm talking about now, you just need to, come on, just think about it for a second. But yeah, obviously, in Britain at least anyway, it's not straight lines, it's around corners, and I think, I don't know, the Americans are very obsessed about going in straight lines. I don't know, is that just something I've noticed when I went to America, or is that not true? I don't know, like, anyway, but back to the original topic. Everything in Fast and Furious 1 was, you know, everything was based, you know, in drag races, and I guess that's cool. And you know, I guess it kind of had that that, you know, thug life, you know, stealing stuff from a truck, you know, perspective to things. But I don't know, I think the whole drifting element in Tokyo Drift, and you know, obviously there's some of the later films had 1 or 2 races where they were kind of around tracks and stuff. I prefer that, you know, I don't know, and I think it's a bit more realistic from, you know, what I've experienced and from, you know, what I've seen generally. I don't know, I just prefer that. But yeah, Fast and Furious 1, great movie, still one of my favourite, if not my favourite in the series, just like to date. It's genuinely one of the best. Absolutely love Fast and Furious 1. Now we can move over to Fast and Furious 2, where Paul Walker is, I believe this is in the second movie, this car. You get this in the second movie, and then obviously you move on from there. But second movie, Fast and Furious 2, Paul Walker obviously moves over to Miami and manages to start street racing over there, and just makes a bit of a reputation for himself, trying to escape from the mob. A bit of a spin-off, really. Absolutely great film. Not as good as the first one, but it's still an absolutely great film. And I enjoyed it tremendously. You know, that film was absolutely amazing. It was a worthy sequel, and you know what they say about sequels not being as good as the original. I think that can be true, but I think for many of you guys, the second Fast and Furious film was, you know, was as good, if not better, you know, than the first. I think that's a general consensus we can all make. So yeah, Fast and Furious 2, great film. Then obviously they took I think it was like a 3-year break till Tokyo Drift, and then obviously Tokyo Drift came around, and what can I say? They completely blew it out of the park. Now for me, drifting and just everything around, you know, Tokyo Drift, all the connotations, you know, the 350Z and, you know, the Mustang, the little battle at the end, everything was just great. I absolutely loved it. I think that is the closest film to actually beating Fast and Furious 1, or the Fast and Furious, and you know, I think that is genuinely the closest film that has actually come close to beating it, because that it just had everything for me. Like, there's that one scene when they're going through the parking lot at the start, and it was like, my life be like, ooh, and he was in his little shitty Hulk car, and then they saw all the RX-7s, the RX-8s, all the 350Zs, all the Skylines, everything. It was just great, and it really did capture, you know, what tuner culture is for me. You know, I'm not sure if it is the same for you guys, but I honestly couldn't decide between the first film and Tokyo Drift. Those were definitely the two best, in my opinion, of the series. Obviously, it is my opinion, so you might have a different opinion, but for me, it was genuinely just the best. I absolutely love those two films. Then they took a bit of a change, you know, for the worst, I would say. They decided to absolutely change the series and make it more actiony. Then came, I believe that was called Fast and Furious, not the Fast and Furious, just the Fast and Furious. And this was the start of many action-related films, you know. And I guess as time has changed, and as, you know, media has changed, as tuners have become less popular, I guess it was kind of to be expected, to be honest. So they came round, and it started a series of movies. I can't actually remember what the fourth one was about. I believe it was about them going to it was going to Mexico and doing a heist. That film was terrible. Like, the fourth one was absolutely horrific. If you guys remember that film, the fourth one was just utter shit. And yeah, they basically tried to do a heist, and obviously they succeeded. Spoiler alert. I said spoiler alert after I did the spoiler. But yeah, they obviously succeeded. And although it was okay, it wasn't Fast and Furious, you know. I wasn't really used to it, and I guess there was something missing for me. I much prefer having, you know, the older films where it was kind of, you know, it was kind of like, here's your cars, here's some street races, go, you know. The heist one really wasn't about the street racing and the cars, more about the story and what will behold for them. So that was kind of the start of the decline, I guess. But then it came round to the next one. I believe the next one was with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and that's when they were trying to run away from the police, and, you know, all roads will meet to this, and that had again more of a story to it. but again, it was start of the decline for me. It wasn't too great. And then obviously the most latest movie was when they are rehired by The Rock, or Dwayne Johnson. I can't remember what his actual name is called in the film. And they obviously try to stop some drug gangs, and you know, they just basically work with the police, which completely contradicts what their original motives are. You know, they are street racers, illegal thugs, and now they're helping the police. Logic. I really hope for the next Fast and Furious movie, they just completely blow it out of the park, you know, and they just completely, you know, they just basically take it back to its roots. But I don't think it'll happen. If they do genuinely take it back to its roots and take it back to street racing, and there is more than one street race in that, you know, in that singular movie, then I will be happy, and I shall never ever complain about a Fast and Furious movie again. Obviously, I think the next one's going to be set in, I think it's a mixture of Tokyo and Eastern Europe. I could be wrong, I read that somewhere. But I think it's going to be a mix of Eastern Europe and Tokyo, because obviously, spoiler alert for Fast and Furious, Tokyo Drift. But I think it's, oh, what's his name? The Japanese guy died at the end of that. And then obviously at the end of Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, Dwayne, no, not Dwayne, Vin Diesel, his character, was there at the end alongside the other guy's character, the American's one, who went over to Tokyo to drift. Them two characters meet up and they're like, oh, it's nothing like racing, boy, and they have a little chat. And he's like, I'm here to revenge my friend Juan, or whatever his name was. You know, so yeah, I read that somewhere that, you know, that's gonna happen, and I really can't wait. You know, I think it's April 2015 is when the actual thing's gonna come out, and I cannot wait. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, just kind of talking about the Fast and Furious movies, because it is genuinely, I loved them. I absolutely loved them, and I'm sure many of you guys did too. And I guess that is the video. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit the like, because that helps my channel grow and expand. Make sure to subscribe, because subscribing is just, yeah, that also helps me grow and expand. And I will see you later. Peace.